Hi there, I'm Linden Thorp, and this is Our Way, Our Wealth. I'm here every Saturday and Sunday, and now it's GMT. It's 11 o'clock GMT. But wherever else you are, maybe it doesn't matter, apart from the East Coast of the States. The clocks go back on the 2nd of November on East Coast. So instead of EST, it will be EDT, Eastern Daylight Time. So, as you know, I'm here on the weekends, and what I do usually is look back at the week past, and look forward to the future week. But actually, I often have guests, and next weekend I've got a wonderful guest. I've got Heather Barry, who stood for Parliament in the UK a couple of times and is a tremendous character. She's going to come and tell us all about her work. And then the following weekend, I hope to invite Lynn Schuessler-Williams from Kentucky, who is the founder of Wise Woman Collective, the Bridge Collective, and the Be More Conference. So she'll come and join me and tell us more about her work. But today you're stuck with me, just me. So I'm going to talk a little bit about this past week and what I've been up to. So, as you know, I run many live sessions on LinkedIn, and the three principal ones are on Monday, Lodestone Live. By the way, Lodestone is my product, my digital product. I created it in May this year, released it in June, and it's an audio transmission to guide people to get out of their limited mind into their unlimited mind. So it's really worth checking out. So on Monday, I work with coaches and educators and creatives and anybody else who would like to become embodied. And I usually do some practice and presentation of some kind. So that's the first thing that happened this last week. Then on Wednesday, I always run my masterclass events. Last week was event 6, and we were talking about the digital life. And this led on from week 5, which was all about trust. So the digital life really, has been an amazing topic in all my outpourings this week. And then yesterday, I had Lodestone Q&A, which is where I meet my two lovely colleagues and guests, Ebby Sheila Dietzbiff, who's the Worthy Woman Summit leader, and Dr. Muhiba Jamusi, who is a relationship and transformational coach. And we get together on a Friday and we talk about certain topics. And of course, yesterday was digital life and how it's affected us. Now, before we begin, it's a really good idea, and especially before we begin to talk about technology, let's return to the main instrument that's listening. In other words, your body. And remember and retain that the body was the first technology ever. It was human beings who learned how to use tools. After monkeys tried, we took over and became masters of tools and strategies and mindsets and so on that are all beautifully curated by the limited mind, which is the mind between your ears. And that's great. That's a fabulous tool, but it's not the only tool, and we can access many more fascinating and incredibly enlightening tools from the body, the spirit, not the religious spirit, but the energy of humanity, and the unlimited mind. So that's what I do for the most part. So, yeah, here's a quotation that will hopefully stay with you. The body never leaves the present. Only the mind travels. Okay. The body never leaves the present moment. Only the mind travels. This is true. This is why the body has the truth about everything. It's really the only reality. Our mind weaves all sorts of strategies and concepts and ideas, but actually, the reality is the body doesn't go anywhere. It is now and it is here. And that's the truth. That's the reality. And so that's what I also do. I make people realize that their bodies are the place to access their true nature, to glimpse their true nature. They may have been estranged from it for many decades. At the age of 5, we start being conditioned, and it goes on, and the conditioning accrues and layers itself. And eventually, we don't really know who we are. We've lost our identity, our authenticity. And at the moment, that's what people are crying out for: authenticity, presence. But unfortunately, people are trying to access these things from the limited mind. You can't, and you never will. You need to travel away from that into the unlimited mind and the body and the spirit. And that's what I do. And I bring together all my spiritual training, my indigenous wisdom from working with tribal peoples in their traditional lives. And I bring that all together to create my lodestone method, which is all about coming down into your unlimited mind and finding reality, finding true happiness, finding true success. So, it's been quite a week talking about that. You'll see lots of posts about it. I follow up every live event I do, and I do 5 every week with 3 clips, and 3 little posts to go with them on LinkedIn and on other platforms too. So watch out for those, and you'll be able to catch up. Yes, so as I was saying, in Lodestone Lunch and in Lodestone Q&A, we really explored the digital life and how our devices amplify connection, but they can dissolve embodiment. We may feel really connected. We may feel, we wake up every morning to many messages, too many requests on our social media platforms, to emails, to phone calls, whatever it is. But that outer connection through the global community often means that we are not embodied. We're too much out there. We're too much concerned about our visibility, about our image, about whether we're going viral or not. And so we lose our sense of inner connection and embodiment, which is very sad. Yes, and I talked this week quite a lot about AI. I am very, very keen on AI. I work with it every single day. I create pipelines which allow me to automate all my daily processes. And that leaves me much more time to be embodied, much more time to relax. And so, yeah, AI is a tremendous opportunity for us to pay more attention to our marvelous human bodies and our incredible spirits. And of course, to voyage through the unlimited mind. So, really, in many ways, AI is a mirror for human intention. When you're clear, it's clear. When you're scattered, it scrambles. Yes, if you work with AI, if you're not clear, then many things can go wrong. The message can be lost, the process is confused, and you end up at odds with your AI, which, don't forget, was programmed by human beings, and mostly, I would say 90%, by human beings who are located or maybe locked into their limited mind, the mind we associate with the brain. And so, yeah, I've experimented a lot with automation. And yeah, it's a struggle really to train AI because there are many impediments at the moment, and that's due to the fact that servers are overstretched. Many new servers are being built, and water is a problem. Yeah, you may think, what is water to do with this? Well, the fact is that most AI servers are cooled by water. And, it takes a lot of water to keep them cool. And so that water has to be very special and pure. And so, yeah, the world is running out of the right kind of water to cool down the AI servers. And so they're going a bit loopy. And certainly my AI assistant is sometimes very loopy at the moment. It'll change, it'll pass. But yeah, we have to remember that AI is only as good as the human beings who programmed it, and most of them work from the limited mind. So, yes, automation, when we talk about digital life, automation is a tremendous ally. Yeah, it promises to give us time back. But the caution is that we can only rely on it if we are totally awake and aware, because it makes massive mistakes and does lots of experimentation, and is in some ways limited. And so the example today is I've been working with my AI assistant to create a pipeline to make clips from my weekly events. I run 5 events, and one of after the event, I like to take the recordings and make clips from them and pick out the points that I think will help people. So today, yes, I've been struggling with my AI because, yeah, in many ways, it can't cope with certain things. And I'm finding I have to use another AI or a different AI altogether in some cases to ensure that a process is conducted properly and quickly, and I can rely on it. So today I'm afraid I had to use Google Notebook because my AI is not very good at picking out highlights yet. So yeah, we have to be very aware and awake as we deal with AI and as we train it, because it makes huge mistakes quite often. So I'm really experiencing that at the moment. Here's a quotation by Alan Watts, who is one of my favorite Buddhist writers, and he says, Technology is destructive only in the hands of people who don't realize they are one and the same process as the universe. Yes, and this is really the main point. The limited mind tends to convince us that we are separate from the universe, that we don't need to revere the earth, but we can exploit it, and as we but all the time we are utterly dependent on the planet and on the universe. Without planet Earth and its abundance and its oxygen, we would never survive more than 3 or 4 minutes. Our existence would be a joke, you know? We do utterly depend on the planet and therefore the universe, because the planet is part of the universe. And everything is one. We are all part of it. Fractals tell us that. Fractals are a very good example of this because, inside our hearts, each of us has a space that is the universe. We are microcosms and macrocosms of the whole universe. But people don't realize that. And that's another of the things that I use in my embodiment work. My product is called Lodestone, and the philosophy is that automation may equal outer efficiency, but embodiment is inner efficiency. Yes, this is perfect time for us to automate our businesses, our enterprises, whatever we're doing, our organization, AI to really make our work more efficient, more quickly conducted, better organized, and so on, using AI. So that's our outer efficiency. In the meantime, it's a perfect opportunity for us to work on our embodiment, which is our inner efficiency. And if we can get those two things right, which I am in the process of doing and in the process of teaching other people how to do, then we're balanced. And the truth will be borne out. AI can enhance our humanity. And we can get back to connecting with our true nature, our inner nature, because we'll have more time. Yeah. So I'd like to talk now about the 10 embodiment practices. And this is something I've created. And really, it's a single compass or a set of compasses, really, to navigate the digital age. So there are many embodiment methods around. They all seek presence. But my method, which I have deliberately created in a rather different way, builds the bridge between presence and purpose, because my target with this product is the business world. Yeah. And so, I work a lot with your 4 inner compasses. They are briefly the brain, brainstem, and pineal gland between the eyebrows, then the heart and lungs, which work together, then the solar plexus, which is the center of self love and intuition at the base of the breastbone. And then finally, at the bottom of the spine, we have the base chakra, which is where we connect with the earth. It's the seat of birth for women and procreation for men, and elimination. Yeah, we can't survive properly if we don't get rid of the toxins in our bodies. So, yeah, these compasses are very important. So I work a lot with the heart and lungs to create a bridge between presence and purpose. And so, yeah, I recommend that you retune and recalibrate these compasses before you write yet another post. And I work also with grounding, which involves the fourth compass, the base compass, base chakra. And you need to really root yourself, have a firm foundation on the earth, on the surface of the earth, before you can really rise. So most of the limited mind stuff that goes on is not grounded at all. And that's why people burn out and why people are prey to imposter syndrome and various other negative syndromes. So the base chakra is really important to ground you. Movement in your life. This is all about your solar plexus. And you need to really stop overthinking so that your body can work naturally, and you'll be able to move freely without any restrictions. Also, I work with Compass 1, which is the brain stem, with voice resonance. This is all about vibration, the vibrations of words and images, which are symbols which we use, which are forced to use really in the limited mind and the limited, the visual world and the intellectual world. But voice resonance is an incredible link with our true nature. So I do a lot of voice work with people. And then finally, natural listening and ancient wisdom. Yeah, I teach whole body listening, which is all about listening through your whole body. And it reframes the very idea of listening. In the visual world, we listen with our ears, and it's very kind of local and limited. But in the invisible world, we can listen with the whole of our bodies, like animals do. Like a beautiful cat hunting its prey. Every single pore, skin pore, every single hair follicle is alert and alive. So these are the human algorithms which we need to keep running. Yeah. So yes, each glitch we encounter or delay in our work in the visual world with the intellectual mind really becomes feedback about nervous system overload. And disembodiment, if you're not connected to your body, this will truly drain your whole life battery. So, yeah, every time you open a new tab on your screen, take a moment to sense your body. Every new tab equals a pause to take a moment to sense the importance of your remarkable body and your spirit, which guides your remarkable body. Wonderful. Okay, well, it's nearly time to finish. I'd like to have a little bit of silence now. Whatever you're doing, just sit with your spine vertical, crown of your head going up, base of your spine going down, your feet going down into the planet. And I'd like you to feel your pulse. I'd like you to feel your breath and allow gravity to make you sit firmly in your seat. Really feel your sitting bones going down into your seat, the weight of your lower body pulling you down towards earth, and then the soles of your feet really sinking down into the surface of the planet. We are earthlings, and we have to really appreciate that. Okay, so a final quotation. Digital life is not the enemy. Disembodied life is. And that's me. So tomorrow we're going to talk about next week, as I usually do. And it's quite an interesting week ahead. We're going to talk about case studies. So I'm going to talk about some of the people I've worked with using embodiment methods. And then my colleague Smita Abrahams will join me for Lodestone Lunch to discuss that also. And we'll be talking about that on Wednesday at the masterclass. So come and join us so that you can learn more about people who have become embodied, and that will serve as proof that the inner compasses truly work. Once they're recalibrated to true north, then life becomes so easy, simple, and joyful. Thank you so much for joining me. See you tomorrow for next week's summary. Bye for now. This is Linden Thorp on your way, our wealth. See you tomorrow. Thank you.